Hey, yo, this is Cash on the Hood with your host, Jason Sauer. I'm here with my main man, Steven Sickles, the 2021 Unified Point Series champion.
That's me.
Who else are we here with?
Well, my name's TJ Harris. I'm a DJ, artist, creative person, and I'm friends with this guy.
Oh, man, yeah. We besties. And FRZY, Emmy Award winner, Guinness World Record holder, King of the City,
and
Cookie, all that good stuff.
And soon to be Demolition Derby driver.
Soon to be Derby champion. I'm revved up. Y'all hear the plug.
Y'all
hear the plug.
I have so many questions about that Guinness World Record, by the way, that goes through my head.
I'm with it.
I thought the first question was going to be how you're going to take the man's title.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of sleeping pills that I know a guy. But no, y'all know me. I want to be the best whatever I do. And luckily, me and Steven are cool. I'm learning. I'm moving in. And I already was welding stuff with the boy, I know he just bought a new vending machine. It's a Coca-Cola one. So I'm going to empty that out real quick. You know what I mean?
Fighting us.
You know what I'm saying? So, we out here working. But, yeah, just training, man, in the groove. I'm trying to make Most Wanted proud.
You're doing great. We took you to Steven's shop for the first day just to kind of get you a taste.
Yeah.
And then you guys did some filming, and Steven's feeling a little hurt that you hit all your marks and didn't even give him a chance to talk at the end.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this. It was supposed to be a 50-50 collaboration, and you were like 97-3. Like, at least give me 20% of the airtime or something here.
First of all, Steven, you're super handsome. You were standing next to me, and you own everything.
I mean, I get it that you're better at this than me, but there's no room to improve if I don't even get a chance to talk.
That 50-50 comes with the lifetime of the relationship. Your hand's at the end.
I want 20.
You
I'm good with 20, maybe 25.
You stuck with me for life. We going good. Oh, next time we going in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm wearing a straight, because I don't have a revved up shirt yet, so I got to get a revved up shirt. But yeah, no, Steve had me right. It was funny. It was my first experience getting into a Derby car. I didn't know how to get in. Like, I tried to open the door aggressively, and Steven just looked me in the eyes. He was like, "That's not how we do it, my guy." I was like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" I'm 6'5". Like, it's a long way up. And I went through I think you had me go through the hood. Or
I had you climb up over the hood.
Climb up over the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and taught me not to grab the pipe.
Yeah.
Do not grab the pipe. Every Derby guy probably has a scar somewhere on him from that header.
Damn.
Yeah, the doors are welded shut. You didn't know that the doors had already been welded shut, so you got to get into the car a different way. Luckily, that car had a sunroof, so I think you ended up getting out through the sunroof.
I got out through the sunroof.
Yeah, it depends on the car. Some of them you can literally. I'm a taller guy, so some of them you can literally just step right into the driver's window. But
yeah,
that's why we were looking for like minivans and stuff, right? Because we can crawl through the back, just take the back
if
hood
you
off.
want. Them two doors, it seems like they're always a little bit harder to get in and out.
Yeah. I'm just practicing for the fire, because not that it will catch on fire, but like if it does, it'd be so epic.
Yeah, you want to get out quick.
I want to get out right, but I don't end up wanting to look like Seal. Shout out to Roses. But I'm excited because it's just the whole experience. Even going to his shop and watching how they were making stuff and seeing the welding equipment and the tires and cars up. It was literally what you would expect to see on like a CW episode of a show when you show up and like that's the Derby shop. Like that's what you imagine it to look like with the cars junked in the back, but then some of them are working and then your artwork's on it. He's killing it. Wifey's killing it. Like everybody's going in. And they got dirt on their hands and greasy, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's amazing.
I think that really showed us the first steps of like how much this is family oriented.
Yeah.
Like seeing your crew and then actually getting out to Dead Man's show the other day and seeing how every car in there is like a family car. Like they're all working on it together, they're all finding them together, they're piecing them.
Right.
And like that's just really interesting to me because you don't see that a lot in the different parts of our entertainment world.
Not at all. Steven, is there ever a time when you step back and look at what you created? That's me. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Jason the other day, and like, man, I was super busy last week, and I didn't even get to really bring you guys in and show you what it was about on my level.
Right.
But we didn't capture it, and I was like disappointed after the show that like, man, the work and the camaraderie and the pits, like, we didn't have any way to capture that correctly, and I would have liked to more.
Yeah. And that's what he's doing the whole time. That's what makes Demolition Derby different is when you're out there on Saturday night racing, if your car gets broken, you're done for the weekend until your car gets broke. But in Demolition Derby, it does the heats. So that's where Demolition Derby sets itself different from any other sport is because in those moments, you have to repair your car. And when you're repairing your car, you're going to need parts. and you might not have brought that part. But the guy who's your competitor he would like to kick your ass. So he's going to lend you that part. That way you can go out there and get your ass kicked.
Wow.
Right. So that's the family part of it. And it's also where it gets really dramatic because there's so much time and money invested and involved. And with Steven being the #1 champ, everyone realizes they got to beat his car.
Right.
So he's out there every round. He gets an opportunity to make his car tougher and tougher and tougher. So each round that they go out there, his car, so bent metal is stronger than straight metal. So what they're purposefully bending their cars to make them stronger.
Yeah, make it predictable as
Steven,
well.
when you go out now, because you're the champ and you've been doing this, you feel like you got a target on your back, like people are gunning for you when you're
Oh
on
my
that
God,
truck?
yeah.
It's that eye contact.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn, I always, from what I'm learning, my nickname for Derby life is like vehicular samurais. Because there's so much honor in it, but it's I mean, it's not to the death, but it's death, right? Like it's
Vehicle death.
It's kill or be killed.
it's kill or
when
be
you're out
killed,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna hand you the sword. I want to beat you at your best. I don't want to beat you when you're slacking. The same way I saw when people would be done and their car would mess up or they were trapped in the corner. Somebody could destroy somebody, but they wouldn't do it. They would like let them back up because they wanted that moment. And also you play towards the crowd, so it's like this honor amongst crashes, is beauty out of damage. It's incredible.
Well, that's exactly where Jason comes into it. He turns it all into something.
That's what I'm saying, which is unbelievable. I mean, even going up to the house. Shout out to the chickens. Y'all see the chickens. It's my guys up there. But going up there and seeing that and bringing him into my world, and then going up there and being like, yo, this is great. This is crazy. This is museum level art. This is avant-garde of what we're doing. So
that's what we're trying to do. Thank you. Is avant-garde. Like, it is. What we're doing is something very unique to American identity, like jazz or the rodeo, things that Americans do. So America in the 40s had a disposable car. They came home from the war. NASCAR was kind of popular. Then the wreck of NASCAR really was like, let's skip the racing part and just go to the wrecking part. And it now... I mean, if you're a historian, a folk art requires 3 generations to become a folk art. So we're at our 3rd generation of demolition derby.
wow.
So now, in the canons of art history, we are now folk art.
Is there anybody in Derby now that is a 3rd generation driver? Like, was your great grandfather or grandfather a Derby driver?
My grandfather ran the tow truck at the track, and he owned the junkyard.
Okay.
So that was my introduction to it. But yeah, at this point, most of the youth drivers are 3rd generation.
That's great. Would you guys make Derby rings? Like, would there be a most wanted or a revved up ring that
Like a title belt?
A title, or something that can get handed down through generations of.
Not from Most Wanted has the trophies. I mean,
Right.
But like Revved Up, no, we're our own thing. But the promoters have different promoters have different prizes. I guess.
It might be cool to
like
take apart from like an old car, like your first car, and turn it into a ring, and then that ring just gets passed
That'd be
down
cool.
generation. Son.
Well, yeah, each promoter, it's pretty independent out there how the promoters do it. Some are like strictly demolition derby, but when you met TJ, he's very theatrical.
Right,
so
right.
he has. So Iron City does the belt, so you get like a WWE belt.
That's
You know
so
what I mean?
dope.
So it's kind
The
of
point series that I won the big varsity rings.
Let's
So
go.
I got 2 of them.
How-
one from.
How does the
2000.
point system work exactly? Just off of winning, but how many points do you get for like a 1st, 2nd, or 3rd?
On a standard derby? Initially, it started out you just got 10 for 1st, 8 for 2nd, 6 for 3rd.
Okay.
Now he has some bonuses depending on how much the show pays. Like last weekend was $12,000 to win the class that we won, so it ended up being a double points and heat and
So you get
feature
20 for that.
20.
Okay.
So plus now he added if it's a heat and feature event, you get an extra 2. So it was 22 points to win that.
Then you also got like a bonus thing last weekend where you got to come in late for the start or something, right?
Well, that was because we had beat in the team before the feature. It's team on team, so 4 on 4.
Okay.
So this is our team.
Ooh.
We're facing that other podcast against us and trying to beat their ass.
Okay.
So our team though beat all 3 teams we ran against.
Damn.
Okay.
So
wow.
the 3 teams that got to come in late had all went 3-0 through the weekend,
Oh, cool.
and that was a
This is like
twist
you and your
that-
wife and 2 guys from the garage. Or who else is on the team?
no. So it was me, It was Iceman, little Freebie. I think you met him.
Yeah,
Scotty.
that's
He was
the
on our
homie.
team. He's from Ohio. Shout out Freebie.
Shout out Free.
My buddy Mark Metz, you met him in the garage. Mark, and then our buddy John Howman, which he's from Dawson, PA, about 20 minutes from us.
Okay.
But we went 3-0, and TJ is like he said, there's some guys that are strictly Derby. TJ always likes to have a twist or something crazy going on. So we didn't know anything about that until the drivers' meeting. That was a bonus that he threw out.
Wow.
But back to the initial thing is I got rings for the point series. I got first in 2021, second in 2022. There's a few different. I think Frankie's doing a grandfather clock this year for his championship, which is going to be pretty cool. I know he got his guy taking it all apart and etching the glass and doing all kinds of stuff. A few different people. Iron City did the belts. What else has been out there? I mean, just the trophy.
Like, yeah, the trophies is they usually make some unique trophies. Like when you go to New York, Hippie makes those really cool trophies that are like hand painted. Or Derby guys like get pistons out of cars and they weld them into something really big and elaborate for.
Now there's some good and some bad homemade trophies. I've seen some bad ones. It's like, man,
What's the worst one?
I don't want to call someone out like that. But
hot take.
Yeah. So then there's like if it was big out Utah and it started to come this way, just a plasma design that would say the Demolition Derby.
It's kind of like the ones that you did this weekend with the Reaper. Like
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
But just it started out as a single layer, and it would just have the words like I won one in Utah, May Meltdown, Compacts first place, and it'd have a skull and flames and just be a wall hanger. But hopefully that stays around for generations.
Oh, that's dope.
It is pretty
San
cool.
Felipe syndrome.
That's
Gully
the one
and
I
them
was trying to
guys.
invite these guys to, San Felipe.
San Felipe is a huge one for charity, and they give out the purple ribbon as a trophy. And I got 2 of them. My grandma's fought cancer a few times and stuff, so one hangs up in her kitchen, and then one's in my house.
Is this who you were doing the car for, the charity car?
No. So the charity car initially was just for whoever, and Chad did find a little girl, Ellie, from my area, and that's where the money went.
Wow.
But initially it was just whatever Chad wanted to do to give it to a good cause.
Man,
Cool.
beautiful. Yeah. This Derby got levels, man. It's a lot of elevators.
Yeah, I think
And
that
they-
car raised almost. I think the car raised like $7,100 or something.
Oh, wow, that's
So,
awesome.
That's nice.
Not bad.
So what's next on the agenda? I guess we didn't even really talk about like why we're even here,
Oh yeah, we didn't.
other than like who we are.
we
We're
keep
just asking
going
you
in.
guys questions.
We're excited. They probably Googled us by now.
Well, it's a learning experience for you too.
For
as
sure.
much as it is, I had to learn about FRZY.
Mhm.
Over there, listening to gold in it and
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
So, okay, so yeah, why are you two here? The reason for it, because you got your proclamation day, FRZY. I'm pointing to
Yes.
FRZY on camera.
Yes.
All right, you got your proclamation day for the city of Pittsburgh, and
Yes.
in that proclamation, we had met at Five Guys a few
Yep.
weeks before,
Shout out to Five Guys.
and TJ's like, "Listen, this guy FRZY wants to be a Demolition Derby driver. How can we do this? I'm all about creating content,
Yep.
and I want to make this happen."
Yeah.
So FRZY and I met. We didn't eat at all. We were just so excited,
So
just
excited,
about
yo, we didn't
just
even eat.
meeting that we. So
TJ was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go grab some food. Y'all playing? Like y'all, you know what I mean?
But just it's come together very quickly and very easily for all of us.
Yes.
You know, it's really nice to actually have a group of people that are consistent and passionate about projects when they start them. And you and I talked about this a lot now, Jason. It's like once you have somebody that's just as interested in doing something, it's much easier to get that project started and going. And for me, like seeing the two dichotomies of your worlds and how they don't really overlap, but we can make it work
Mhm.
was really exciting to me. And I really wanted to document that process. You know, obviously, Jason, your art world and your Derby world and stuff like that, you've carved out such a unique niche for yourself there. And then FRZY, who's got the hip hop thing and the local support and the arts and the culture community in Pittsburgh supporting that, crossing them over, especially when you told me what your big ultimate goals are, or you like get into museums, get the art noticed as folk art, expand the culture of Derby into new light. It just kind of made all these things click for me all at once. It's like, I know how I can help market this product. I know how I can get more exposure here. And that's what really gets me going.
Yeah.
And then obviously I have friends who indulge me. Thank you guys. And it's turned out really cool. And I'm very excited to see where we're going next with this.
Well, you're a genius, man. You're an innovator in this city. In general, you're an innovator, but you're like the Elon Musk of Pittsburgh. And I think that the things that you've created and you have your hand and your leg and your head and your fingers in every different level of the city, right? Every different part of the city, you know someone, you're connected into them. I mean, we met you being connected in the liquor world of Pittsburgh. So the fact that you came to me with the idea, which was genius. And, on FRZY Day, every year we've done something special. Every year I do something. We raise money and we do something cool. So this year, I mean, the timing of it was perfectly. I think we talked in like November.
We did the
November.
QED thing.
Did the QED thing,
We
right?
were talking there.
And so, just always trying to step up, but like you said, cross these worlds. Also, as an artist myself, big Jay-Z fan, and as I'm, become this big international superstar, I'm really getting into the art world.
Yeah.
And getting involved in it. I want to buy art. I want to be art. And I think as an artist, my whole purpose is legacy and being remembered. And art is literally our illustrations of history. Jason you're a legend. You are a monster, especially when it comes to the art world. And that's how I knew you as this famous artist. So once I learned more about like your involvement like in the Derby world and how you merge your art with the Derby world. Shout out to the Queen Nina as well. And we met over being one of Pittsburgh's 50 finest. So it was just like this, they say put the right artist with the right artist, crack the door, and they got it, right? It was like literally the perfect moment. And you're in Garfield, you're where I grew up. It's like the culture was begging for this.
So for me, like this whole thing got inspired, and I don't know if I ever even told you this. Like 15 years ago, the WWE, WWF, whatever it was called at the time, started bringing in guys like Snoop.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, that's the mentality of how you cross promote.
Yeah.
You know, exposing people that wouldn't normally be exposed to it in a way that they like it. Bringing your hip hop style to the Derby world, bringing the Derby world into hip hop, like it just overlapped in my mind. It made perfect sense to help both situations grow exponentially.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it just from this past weekend with posting the TikTok from the Dead Man show.
Crazy.
New fans liking our pages, sharing content, reaching out.
Right.
Like it immediately had an effect.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
That was a really great moment. All right.
Amazing moment.
So he turns and looks at me as we're walking out onto the dirt. And he just says what you just said. You're like, dude, thanks for staying with me, keeping the project rolling. Pardon me. And I was like, yeah. And then really hadn't hit my moment that we're about to hand this guy a microphone.
Right.
All right. And he's about to handle the whole crowd. So Mark Elliott and I and everybody talked at the Most Wanted pit before we got through all thing. We had a couch there and we set up how it was going to be done. Mark Elliott's like, all right, we're going to make sure the crowd knows that you're their guy.
Yep.
We're here to support and whatever. And when they handed you the mic, I don't know if you got to see it, Steven. You're probably in the pit. This guy climbed up on top of Sean Brady's car, the Reaper winner.
Yep.
Instead of just on the hood, he climbed right up to the roof and he got everybody in the crowd to raise their hands.
Yep.
And I was like immediately just blown away. That was my first time seeing you perform.
Yeah, it was.
And
wow,
you did a really, really excellent job as a first time welcoming to you to this new Demolition Derby. I watched the TikToks. People were following you.
Yep.
They filmed you. So I liked and commented on all their posts. Thank you for sharing that. And then I know this is something that Steven wants. The amount of kids that came out of that stand to get their picture taken with you and get stuff signed, I was immediately blown away.
Yeah, man.
That first kid's like, how tall are you?
Right. Well, it was cool even walking over and that mom chasing us down. It was like had that group of kids with her. And they just wanted the pictures with you. And also to see their hip-hop influence. What the kids had on their chains and they backwards hats and they moved. And it was great to see. I think you guys laid it out perfectly by having me there and walking around and shout out to Dead Man had me being a part of it, Mark teasing it so like people could see me but they couldn't get to me, so they knew I was who I was, or the ones who didn't know who I was knew I was somebody special. And like so you could see after the Derby there was a lot of posts of like candid shots that we didn't know people were getting of us just walking or us moving around and people whispering and taking pictures of us while we're there. We're used to that. Me and TJ deal with that a lot just as celebrities, but it's cool to be in that space and get that love, especially like when I went crazy on my Instagram, reposted everybody's stuff, was tagging.
Oh, I saw yours was like 35 posts when I woke up.
Yeah, I went.
Damn, this
I was
dude
like
was busy.
I'm gonna just show everybody love, and there was some people I couldn't even get to, but it was great to see the hip hop community, especially like in New York. They're like, yo, what were you doing there? Like, dog, this is like, we don't go there. And I'm like, no, we do. And I think if you are a true superstar, if you are an MC, a master of ceremonies, you can rock any crowd. Thing about it is, no matter your race, your creed, religion, politics, anything, everybody got ears. So music is a universal language.
Just got to get them revved up.
That's it. Hey, you hear the plug? You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear the plug?
Nice.
You know what I mean? So, but that's the point. And it was just so much love, so much collaboration, so much support, so much respect. And
how'd you feel about that Dead Man verse?
Yo,
That
did
bar.
look
That one bar.
That one bar. But TJ came through, man. That was my boy. But it's all about matching energies from when we all met to when we met Steven. Like, it's all matching energies. When we meet each other, it's immediate respect. It's not like, show me, impress me. It's like, yo, thank you for having me here. Because we were in his kingdom. Like, I always say that I'm only friends with royalty, right? All you guys are kings. So I got a chance to come to the Revved Up Kingdom, meet the queen, meet everybody who's working with him, but really walk around the castle that he built with his own hands. Same with being at TJ's spot. Like, TJ and his wife, amazing, and showing us around. Same with you, I got to come to the kingdom. And with TJ, like, it's this great gratitude, because no matter who I am, I always say, no matter how big I am, no matter how famous I get, there's a new ear born every day. So no matter how big I am, there's always going to be someone on this planet that doesn't know who I am, who's never heard of me. So I got to walk into a space and understand that every time I grab a mic or every time I rap, someone's first impression, and that's the most important. You know, especially representing you. I'm coming through like you are that guy. Like, it was cool to watch people go crazy over you. Like, yo, he's over. Yo, can you sign this? Can you paint this? And I'm just watching you. You're so smooth with it. Your tone never changes. You make eye contact with everybody. You make them feel special. You make them feel. You show them that you're touchable. But once they touch you, they never want to wash their hands.
That's kind.
Yeah.
It's a fun space that they've created for me. So every hour and a half, I get a new group of friends, and oftentimes I'm painting a tribute. You know, someone passed away or something. There's a reason why I'm painting this car, and so my Derby friends get to talk Derby, but I'm talking to them on a deeper connection. Like, my job is to paint their ideas. Their ideas are like, Mom was into this Longhorn bull, and I need you to paint a Longhorn bull on here because Mama was into Brahma bulls, and she passed away from cancer, and like, you know, this is I'm gonna take the hood off this car after we're done smashing and hang it in my garage, and and to me it gives me, I'm satisfied as an artist because of Demolition Derby. You know, that really satisfied. I don't have to like paint trains. I don't have to go, you know, graffiti at night, because at the end of the day, I'm emotionally wore out.
Do you have a car that you've painted that stands out to you the most? Like, this was one of my favorite projects that I got to do for somebody else.
Ooh.
Well, I have a standard story. It's called Two Scoops.
Okay.
I'm just happy you ain't say one cup. At the end of that.
I still got questions about this Guinness record.
Oh yeah, we're going to go in on that.
Right. Well, hold up. Let's pause right there. That's great. Let me just give a shout out to our man Brian running the decks. Brian has 266 episodes of a Cinema Psycho podcast. He's been doing it since 2016. Without him pushing the buttons and making all this stuff happen with Lipson, we can't be as popular as we are. And again, you guys are like the best guests, and I really love having you here. I love having my main man, Steven.
Yes.
So we're about to end this one, and we're going to take a quick break, and you're going to come back for episode 2.
Yeah,
Two scoops, no cup coming up next.
Two
Yes, sir.
scoops.
And
That's a
next
story.
time
Trust
on
me.
Cash on the Hood.